There's no play, there's no team that I've been on that the number one option don't get the ball during a tie score situation. When LeBron took the ball, it was a tie ball game. It was like 100-100 or something like that. LeBron went for a pick and roll with the white guy, got the white guy on him, drove to the basket. Giannis kept pursuing him, and Giannis said, "Get that out of here." What I'm saying is, during that time, the ball should have been swung to Luka. Luka is the number one option, correct?
When Wami Brown goes off, he doesn't whisper. He doesn't sugarcoat. And he definitely doesn't play both sides. This time, his target is LeBron James, the so-called king, the face of the league for 2 full decades, and a player who, according to Wami, is now standing directly in the way of his own team. The debate everyone keeps having isn't about whether LeBron is still great. That's not the issue. The real question is far simpler and far more uncomfortable. Why is LeBron still acting like the number one option when the team already has one?
I'm confused on who's the number one option now. LeBron is going up to the free throw line taking free throws when he's a horrible free throw shooter compared to his teammates. Then when it's crunch time, LeBron is having a decent game, but Luka is averaging 30. He's the number one scorer on y'all team. Why doesn't he have the ball?
So here's the question nobody wants to ask out loud. When the game is on the line, should the ball still be in LeBron James' hands, or has that moment officially passed?
You might need to be a facilitator. And if it gets your team a win, then the media shouldn't come down on you because you didn't have that average. Especially a bunch of people that don't know about basketball. And I think that's what they've done to the minds of our superstars. They screwed them up. They're not real basketball players no more. They just want to get numbers. Well, if they don't, the media gonna pick on them. I got to make a certain number to be an all NBA player.
Facts.
Why would I care about winning? I just want to hit my numbers.
Wami Brown locked in on something fans keep ignoring because of the name on the back of the jersey. In crunch time, tie game, season and chemistry on the line, who should really have the ball? The 41-year-old forward whose free throw shooting has been shaky for years? Or the elite scorer averaging around 30 points a night, the guy the offense is clearly designed to run through? Wami didn't hesitate. In his view, there is no debate. Luka is the number one option. Period. And throughout NBA history, across eras, systems, and locker rooms, the number one option always touches the ball in those moments.
I'm confused on who's the number one option now. LeBron is going up to the free throw line taking free throws when he's a horrible free throw shooter compared to his teammates. Then when it's crunch time, LeBron is having a decent game, but Luka is averaging 30. He's the number one scorer on y'all team. Why doesn't he have the ball?
Wami then broke down the exact play that sparked all the outrage. Tie game. Pick and roll. LeBron hunts the matchup he wants, attacks the rim, and runs straight into Giannis, one of the best two-way defenders of this generation. Giannis doesn't hesitate. He doesn't bow down. He doesn't care about the moment or the name. He sends the shot back. And in that instant, Wami says the real issue is exposed. That ball never should have been in LeBron's hands. It should have been swung to Luka and let him decide whether to score or create. That's basketball 101.
What I'm saying is, during that time, the ball should have been swung to Luka. Luka is the number one option, correct? There's no play, there's no team that I've been on that the number one option don't get the ball during a tie score situation.
What makes this sting even more is that LeBron's entire career has been built on the idea of making the right play. He's been praised for passing in clutch moments and defended for not forcing shots. But Wami argues something has changed. This wasn't about basketball anymore. This was about ego. This was about LeBron hearing the noise, reading the comments, listening to Skip Bayless and others saying he's no longer that guy, and refusing to accept it. In Wami's mind, that drive wasn't instinct. It was insecurity. Then there's the free throw issue, which Wami absolutely torched. LeBron stepping to the line in critical moments, when he's objectively not the best shooter on the floor, doesn't sit right with basketball purists. Wami pointed to the Suns game, where LeBron bricked key free throws and needed multiple attempts just to get a couple points. Missing happens. That's not the problem. The problem is role clarity. If you're not the best option in that moment, why are you demanding the responsibility? Wami tied all of this to something deeper, LeBron's contract situation. No extension. Uncertainty about the future. Rumors this could be his last season in LA. According to Wami, that frustration is bleeding onto the court. Instead of fully buying into a new hierarchy, LeBron is still trying to prove he's the alpha, trying to show the league, the front office, and the fans that he still deserves top-tier money at 41 or 42. And that's why the ego keeps surfacing at the worst possible times. This is where things get uncomfortable for LeBron fans. Wami didn't just criticize the decision, he questioned the motive. He said LeBron cares more about the stat line than the result. He wants his 25, his 30, his 34, so the headlines read a certain way afterward. Winning is nice, but numbers protect the legacy. And that hurts, because it challenges the narrative LeBron has built for 2 decades. Wami went even further, saying the Lakers looked more connected without LeBron during his absence. That's a wild claim, but it's another crack in the armor. He described LeBron returning after time off and disrupting chemistry, forcing the offense back into his rhythm instead of letting it flow through the younger star. Wins still came, sure, but the cohesion wasn't the same. And in Wami's view, that's not accidental. The Giannis moment mattered for another reason too. Wami used it as a contrast. Giannis represents the old-school superstar archetype, a player who impacts both ends, doesn't just chase points, guards the best guy, and still attacks offensively. Wami praised Giannis for not hesitating, not showing reverence, just playing basketball. That block wasn't personal. It was professional. And to Wami, it symbolized the league moving past LeBron's era of automatic deference. That led into a broader critique of modern basketball. Wami wasn't only mad at LeBron, he was mad at the system. A system that rewards points over defense, numbers over impact, contracts over championships. Players are conditioned to chase averages because media, awards, and money demand it. You don't get paid for locking someone down anymore. You get paid for dropping 30, even if you lose. Wami didn't let Luka off the hook either. While defending him as the clear offensive number 1, he acknowledged the defensive limitations. He stressed that in playoff and finals moments, defense still matters. That's what separated the old legends. They carried the load on both ends and adjusted their role nightly. If the shot wasn't falling, they facilitated. If defense was needed, they locked in. That adaptability defined greatness. According to Wami, LeBron at 41 is doing the opposite. He's chasing the narrative that he's still dominant at an age no one else has reached. He wants the comparisons, the graphics, the headlines saying, look what he's doing at this age. And while that's impressive, Wami believes it comes at the cost of team success. When you're obsessed with proving something individually, you stop trusting the collective. That's why Wami keeps using the word fraud, not to erase LeBron's career, but to describe what he sees right now. A player who talks team basketball but demands the spotlight. A player who claims to make the right play but forces the issue when pride is involved. A player who says all the right things publicly but, according to Wami, celebrates the stat line privately. This debate is so heated because both sides have evidence. LeBron is still producing. The numbers are real. The longevity is unmatched. But basketball isn't played on spreadsheets, it's played in moments. And in that moment, with the game tied, Wami believes LeBron failed the test. Not because he missed the shot, but because he took it. Now the bigger question is what happens next. Do the Lakers fully commit to Luka as the closer? Do they redefine LeBron's role publicly instead of quietly? Or do they keep walking this tightrope, pretending there isn't a hierarchy problem? Because the longer this continues, the louder voices like Wami Brown's will get. This isn't about hate. It's about accountability. Legends aren't immune to criticism, especially when their decisions affect younger stars and team direction. Wami is saying what many people think but won't say out loud, automatic LeBron deference might be over. And if LeBron can't accept that, the friction isn't going anywhere. So now the ball is in LeBron's court, literally and figuratively. Does he truly step back and empower the next guy when it matters most, or does the ego keep creeping into those final possessions? Because reputations don't change overnight, but moments add up, and people are watching. In the end, this situation says more about where LeBron is mentally than about one missed play. When you're secure in your role, you don't force moments. You don't need to prove anything in a tie game. You trust the system, the hierarchy, and the guy carrying the scoring load. Right now, that guy is Luka, whether LeBron fans like it or not. The numbers and the eye test say the same thing. And that's what makes this so frustrating. LeBron has always preached making the right basketball play. That's been his shield for years. But the right play isn't decided by legacy, contracts, or social media pressure. It's decided by who gives your team the best chance to win in that moment. And driving straight into one of the league's best defenders instead of putting the ball in your hottest scorer's hands doesn't pass that test. That's why the conversation around LeBron feels different now. In the past, wins and championships drowned out criticism. Now, when the Lakers struggle, chemistry looks shaky, and younger stars are ready to take over, every late-game decision becomes magnified. Wami Brown isn't saying LeBron was never great. He's saying the league has changed, and LeBron hasn't fully accepted his place in that change. Great leaders know when to step forward and when to step aside. If LeBron truly wants to extend his impact, that adjustment has to happen soon. The scary part for the Lakers is this isn't just about one season. It's about direction. Are you building for the future, or clinging to the past because of nostalgia and name recognition? You can't do both. Eventually, someone has to be fully empowered. Half measures only create confusion in crunch time. Should Luka be the unquestioned closer, or does LeBron still deserve that role? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this debate is far from over.